Warm welcome to one and all. Today I'm going to deal with owning and operating costs, part of the module 2. This is the syllabus of module 2. So, in the introduction of this part, the economic use of equipment is always related to its employment cost. How economically we use an equipment on the side, it always depends on how we employ that, how do we, it is related to employment cost of the cost. Generally, hourly employment cost is the basis for cost estimation of product. So what do we do on tool generally is we generally try to calculate the hourly cost of the equipment. This employment cost includes so many things. So we will discuss the same thing now. Okay. So what generally we do is we generally try to calculate the hourly cost of the any particular equipment on that particular site, and this is called as unit cost of production for that particular equipment. It is called as unit cost of production. It helps in taking decision to select an equipment or to retire it. Okay. Why is this helpful? Why we should understand this economical study of an equipment is it makes us, it helps us in a decision stage. With this calculation, it may be possible to, like, we can decide whether we have to use that equipment on that particular project or not. Okay, for that we should understand this cost. So equipment selection is a decision making from various alternatives. And remember one thing: time is the money. Time is equivalent to money. Now, what does this cost of equipment which is being employed in a plant consist of? This is called as an equipment employment cost, okay, which is equals to equipment owning cost and the equipment operating cost. The equipment owning cost is the cost where generally we spend to purchase the equipment, and equipment operating cost is the cost what we spend to operate that particular equipment on the site. So equipment employment cost is equals to equipment owning cost and then equipment operating cost. Now remember one thing, while calculating these costs, it is always, as there is a saying that there is no substitute for experience. In the same time here, as and when the experienced people are better to judge these costs. Now, whatever the methods we are discussing in this module, they are just the guidelines how we can calculate the costs related to equipment. Or otherwise, I tell you again, experience is the best thing to judge whether an equipment can be used on the site or not. So we'll go one by one. Now, equipment owning cost. Total equipment employment cost is equals to equipment owning cost plus equipment operating cost. Now we'll try to understand the equipment owning cost. Equipment owning cost represents is the cost of ownership for the equipment. These costs are incurred by the owner. It is supposed to be spent by the owner whether the equipment is being used in the site or not, but this is supposed to be spent by the owner. What does this include? It includes a depreciation cost, it includes investment costs, and then it includes major repair costs. Okay, what do you mean by depreciation? Depreciation cost is the amount or the it is a loss of the worthiness of the equipment per year. Generally, depreciation is loss of worthiness of the equipment annually. We can call this as a scrap value later also. At the end, once the equipment is being used for its lifespan, we call that as a scrap value. But before the scrap value, we will be having some depreciation value. Suppose say if we want to resell any equipment in between, we don't like while reselling any equipment or any vehicle, whatever the purchased value, what we have purchased the value for the same value, we are not going to sell it. Okay, for the lesser value, we are going to sell it. That is a depreciation cost. And then cost of capital inventory or the investment cost, like the taxes, the insurances, like in some cases some accidents may happen. So we need to compensate those things. So such type of costs are called as investment costs. And then the third one is the major repair cost. Now we'll try to understand one by one what are these, what and how are these supposed to be calculated: a depreciation cost, an investment cost, and then the major repair cost. So depreciation cost, as I told you, it is a loss in the market value of the plant over a period of time, resulting from its usage, wear, tear, and age. Okay. Generally, annual depreciation is supposed to be charged in a project. Please remember, there will be a book called annual depreciation book where all these things are supposed to be recorded, and we're supposed to charge it to our clients, including, so whatever the charge were like charging the client, whatever the amount we are charging the client, that should also include this depreciation cost. Okay, so there are basically different methods of calculating this depreciation: a straight line method, a declining fund method, a sum of digit method. There are still many methods available, but I will restrict to only these three methods, and that we will discuss in the next class. Okay, I'm dealing with the theoretical part now. This numericals we'll be discussing in the next class. That is straight line method, decline fund method, and then the sum of digit method. Coming to this again, depreciation. It is an account for the individual equipment. An account is always opened in the name of in the name of equipment in the company's book, and it is known as depreciation fund or the sinking fund. We are supposed to record annually with all equipments available in the organization as far as this depreciation costs are considered. This amount is always deducted yearly from the profits, and kept separately to have sufficient money for the replacement at the end of the useful life. It's not that we have purchased an equipment and we're using it for 10 years, but we should also keep it in mind that what after 10 years. See, every equipment will have their lifespan, we can call it as a lifespan. Okay, after that, what? Okay, so what we have to do? We have to keep the amount, we have to save the amount within the working of this previous equipment, so that at the end I will be having sufficient amount to purchase a new equipment. Okay, so that's why a depreciation fund or the sinking fund is always kept in the organization, and that is also being made record of this. There are different types or there are different ways the depreciation may occur into an equipment. One is depreciation to physical condition, and the second one is depreciation due to functional condition. Depreciation to physical condition happens mainly because of wear and tear, physical decay, and accidents, or deferred maintenance and the negligence in the maintenance. These are depreciation due to physical condition. What is like depreciation due to functional condition? It is inadequacy of any equipment and then the obsolescence. If you could look at these terms, inadequacy and obsolescence, they mean that, see, when we purchase an equipment, generally we purchase it so that the equipment can perform for 10 years or 20 years. Meanwhile, if I'm purchasing an equipment, okay, I have purchased an equipment now almost 5 years back, and what I have thought is lifespan of an equipment as 10 years. But meanwhile, after 5 years, now there is an advancement in the technology, and it so happens that the present equipment may not be sufficient, or it may be inadequate now for the present work. So that is an obsolescence. That is a obsolescence in any equipment. It happens so because now there's a lot of improvement in the advancements in the technology. Obsolescence, it happens now and then for any of the equipment. Whatever even the mobile you purchase, like after 3 months or 6 months, it becomes obsolescence because you have much more better performing mobile in the market what you can purchase at the same price. So that cost is called as an obsolescence. So it is the depreciation of existing machinery or assets due to new or a better invention, design of the equipment in the process. It is very difficult for an estimator to provide an obsolescence cost. So we have to make an estimate maybe with an experienced guy as far as obsolescence is considered, but it is not at all in our control. The third one, the second one, cost of capital inventory or investment costs. It's a fixed cost and continues to be incurred whether the equipment is used or not. So what does it include is interest on the money, that is the money spent on for procuring this equipment. There's always an interest if we take a loan to purchase the equipment. So annually we have to pay the interest to the bank. So that is a waste again, like in the sense that is an extra cost what the company or a owner is going to incur for him. And then different taxes on the equipment. There will be many taxes levied on the equipment based on its capacity, based on where it is working. And some insurances, we have to go for the insurances, maybe a third party insurance, okay, which may be helpful in case of an accident. And of course the storage costs. Okay, It is not that storage comes freely. We have to take care of the storage costs also. So generally, what do we take as far as this investment cost is? It is always taken as around 10 to 15% of the total cost of the equipment. So please remember this: investment cost is generally taken as 10 to 15% of the total cost of the equipment. The third one is major repair costs. After a substantial use of an equipment, maybe there will be a breakdown. It happens on the equipment, there will be a breakdown, and so we may have to repair it, and we may have to replace few of the major important parts of the equipment, and that is called as a major repair cost. So what do we do? What the organizations do with this is they make a separate account called major repair cost fund, and amount is always pooled in the cost with the profit what we get. Okay, so through that amount, that amount is utilized for the major repair of the equipment. Now, this is always taken as around 80 to 200% of the cost of depreciation of the equipment. Okay, this is generally taken as around 80% to 200% of the cost of depreciation annually for that particular equipment. So these are equipment owning costs. Next is equipment operating costs. It so happens that even while operating the equipments, the owner has to incur the costs. So what do they include? Is cost of fuel, cost of lubricants, servicing and maintenance cost, a labor cost, cost of field repairs, and overheads. Cost of fuel is supposed to be calculated in advance. Okay, basically diesel or electricity is a prime mover for most of the equipment in the construction. So cost of fuel consumed in 1 hour, it is equals to cost per liter into hourly fuel consumption. And as far as hourly fuel consumption is, it is equals to hourly fuel consumption at full load multiplied by an operating factor, because most of the equipments they don't operate for one hour continuously. Okay, now there's a formula given. Again, it's from the experience. A diesel engine fuel consumption per hour is 0.15 liters into how to get this diesel engine fuel consumption. There are many factors on which this depends, but a thumb rule will be using this 0.15 into rated HP of that particular engine of the equipment into load factor. For petrol engine, it is 0.22 liters into rated HP into load factor. And as far as load factor is considered, we have certain values for different equipments and for different operating conditions. That is favorable, average, and unfavorable conditions for the equipments like crawler, tractor, scrapper, self loader, scrapper, push loader, front end loader, bottom dumper, hauler. Okay, like this, we can make a list of many of the equipments and operating conditions as a load factors here. So second one among the operating cost is cost of lubricants like engine oil, air filter oil, transmission oil, hydraulic oil, greases. They are all required for the working of this any equipment. And generally, this will be given by a manufacturer, or otherwise we can use a thumb rule as 30% cost of lubricants will be 30% of the fuel cost in diesel engine, and 20% of the fuel cost in the petrol engine. Servicing and maintenance costs. So basically, on day-to-day basis, all equipment are supposed to be serviced and maintained properly. Okay. So what does they include is a cost which is involved in change of lubricants, checking and servicing of fuel, lubricating systems, care of tire and tubes, care of battery and electrical systems, cleaning of the equipment and other similar works. Okay, and it also includes salaries of the staffs engaged in the maintenance and servicing. Next, labor cost. Generally, salaries of the helpers and the operators of this equipment. Cost of field repair, which occurs, which incurred for minor repairs on the site. Overheads, they are the charges incurred on the total fleet of the equipment. There may be some overheads, some sundry expenses on the equipment. Those things are supposed to be kept. Okay. Now we'll just look into a typical format of this cost calculation chart. So how to calculate this cost? First is ownership cost. Okay, under them depreciation. Okay, total cost of equipment. We have to make a list of it. Total cost of the equipment less cost of the tire. Then deduct salvage value. Salvage value is the present value of that equipment. Please remember. Okay, then total investment to be depreciated is A minus B, economic life in hours of that particular equipment, and then depreciation per hour, C by D. Interest, insurances, and taxes and storage costs, it is supposed to be listed. Annual expenditure on these items, okay, interest, insurances, this is supposed to be listed in general as some amount there. So total owning cost will be equals to E plus F. E plus G is the total owning cost. Then operating charges, fuel charges, that is consumption in liters, we have to make a, we have to list it. Then cost of fuel, then fuel charge. So there's a mistake here. It is being printed as rupees, but it is not supposed to be a rupees. Consumption in liters, this is liters, and the cost is rupees here. So fuel total charge will be again in rupees. Lubricants and filters, that is engine oil, transmission oil, uh, and then final drive oil, hydraulic oil, grease, filters, total lubricants and filter charges. That is sum of all these things that we will be having. Then another one is cost of tires, price of one set of tire, estimate the tire life, and then cost of tires is R by S in per hour. Repair charges, that is repair factor into depreciation per hour. So we will be getting repair charges. So repair charge is being here accounted as some percentage of depreciation here. Okay. Then operators and helper our wages, that is supposed to be noted. Special items like cutting edge repairs, if we have any extra attachments to those equipments, this is also supposed to be listed. So total operating cost is going to be J plus Q plus T plus U plus V plus W, and total hourly owning and operating cost is this.